Hi there, it's time to look at Zcash price and see where it's heading. If you're new to my sessions, here are the 3 key items I'll cover during the session. First, let's take a look at the weekly chart. Here, previously we talked about Zcash is going through the distribution period, meaning the whales are offloading what they have accumulated in the early days at lower prices to the retail or the ones that FOMO in at this point in time. And after going through the buying climax, alright, where the FOMO peaked, it now returned to a stage where it's not as bad as before. People aren't really that crazily selling, at least when we look at this week. There were actually quite some people buying. You see this long wick from the bottom, right? But last week, you see clearly that the bears are hammering the price hard when it tried to breach the 448 resistance level. Just that the bulls are also trying to keep the price above this intermediate support of $372. The volume has been continuously declining, so be cautious that the whales are going to let the price to go 3-4. Okay, that's the pessimistic view. And by looking at what happened back in 2018, after this rebound, after what we call the automatic reaction, remember this for a second, this AR, all right? That little bounce immediately get to a very low level, and then there were 2 more bounces before the price got to the accumulation. So remember the AR, where we are now, and what's next. So the AR happened back in beginning of December last year. We've got this little rebound, not too bad, but the question is it like I said, the whales are going to let it free fall, or at least there will be another rebound like what it did in 2018-19, coming back to challenge the 448 or 450 level before it goes further down, all right, before it returns to the white box area. If you say, hey, if the macro environment changes and people become risk on again, what would happen? What's the positive scenario? That would mean a rebound from this point, not only a mini or relief rally, it may go up to challenge the previous buying climax level. We call that a second test. I consider that late FOMO activities for the investors or whoever speculating. Of course, if the environment is really, really good for the rest of 2026, it may go even higher than the buying climax. In Wyckoff, that's called the upthrust. But a lot of positive things have to happen. There are more uncertainty than not as of now, including a lot of wars or demonstrations, or a lot of geopolitical discussions, even in the crypto space, between Coinbase and the Trump office. There's still a lot of uncertainty. So that's what clouding the entire crypto space. Diving into the daily chart. Previously I shared, the price is probably going to range bound between these white dashed lines, because these are the levels set by the near-term trading activities around these periods. All right, from somewhere around October, November last year, these 3 levels were set. So like I said before, the price came down, found support from the level of 372, and then go back to challenge the 448. Now that is kind of like range bound over here, but today already the bears try to break this support 372 and go to challenge this white line over here at around 314. Okay, this line has been tested early December last year, and now it's coming back again. And if this breaks, you can expect that deeper level tests would come. Alright, so that's the reality for Zcash. Is still in a very risky situation, and if you buy this, like whether it's relief rally or it's going to second test, we only know when the news come out, and whether the news is going to push its price up, or kind of being a place for the whales to offload their last bit of stock in hand. So be really cautious. Don't leave your order open. As I say, always keep your stop loss with you. And if you're interested in getting access to these sessions 2 days earlier than the others,